all, yes. The duty of reporting violent crimes to law enforcement, the violent act of domestic violence, yes. I mean, domestic and violence, it actually has the word violence in it. Holy shit. Now, there's that reprisal and retaliation against a wrongful act or against an unfriendly act, such as a nation seizing the property of a foreign country because its citizens have been mistreated in the foreign country, or because the foreign country has failed to keep its treaty agreements. A recaption, pooch. You know what happened? Now, I was sitting here and a woman was walking across the street. Yes. She was walking in the crosswalk right there. Well, a truck abruptly stopped as the pedestrian was walking across the crosswalk. Yes. And I looked at the license plate and it said Eagle before you. Oh, I'm sorry, a small mispronunciation. You know, there's the owl and the eagle in the United States politics. Yes. And I'm thinking that pineal gland that the eagle wants to control because they want a war. Yes. They want to do it in the name of God and country. Yes. Now, let's say you're a Marine. You're one of these Marines that you take your orders from a general, a commandant of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Yes. And in his mind, everything's a national security issue. Yes. Isn't that right, General Joseph Dunford? Pouch. He cannot believe that it violates the Constitution of this nation to not support and defend the Constitution. In his mind, you can hold my 5 sons hostage because the Marine Commandant of the United States Marines, or the commander of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, former Commandant of the United States Marines, said, I'm the eagle of this nation and I'm going to protect her. Now, these treaties that the United States is in violation of, what would happen if I went to suing every nation of the world, actually? Yes. See, the United States has said, pooch, we do defend the rights of our citizens, and they allowed for the sectarian control of the educational system of this state and every state. Yes. And the Marines said, well, we can't be involved. You know, we're just Marines. We're here to fight wars in other nations. And some other nations found out that you don't support and defend the Constitution. Now, I'm going to need that eagle today, the pineal gland of all those generals of the United States Marines that said, well, it's my dick, son. That's not a gun, it's a weapon. Don't you forget it, okay? Poo-ah! Or is it hoo-ah? Or I don't know what they really say. No. Now there's Camp Pendleton. Is there any other? Oh, Gitmo. Why don't you give me every Marine base everywhere in the world where every nation of the world could say, well, you have failed to enforce the treaty obligations of your own citizens, and as an agreement, we're just going to have to take our property back. Now, maybe the Marines don't appreciate being in Japan, isn't that right? Adam's apple. Maybe the Marines don't understand the enforcement of the Constitution of this great nation. Now, listen, pineal gland of the eagle. I've had a little difficulty with the owl and the eagle wanting to have a war because they got nothing to do every day. You know, I've told the Marines different things I'd like them to do that involve this nation instead of other nations. Yes. You didn't use any technology to sow into Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, or any other location where you'd like to go to war. You want to have a holy war. Pooh! God and country, democracy all the way. Now, let's say it has to be a holy war in a general's mind. Yes. Because the rugrats in the Middle East need to learn lessons, or is that the ragheads? Pow! Exactly what slurs are used in the military to describe different ethnicities of different nations? You know, I had a person in the Army that lived with me, one of these that had been in Iraq. Yes, 91. It was in Iraq 91. Yes, it was. And he could yoke himself. I mean, the guy had some big muscles, as if when he was over there in the desert fighting Iraq heads. And he would just pound the weights every day because the military oftentimes allows you more than one serving when chow time. a lot of these soldiers, they get it in their minds that the larger the muscles, the greater the muscularity of the military. Could you get me the Joint Chiefs of Staff? Because I'm thinking I'm suing every nation for refusing to obligate the United States to enforce the Constitution. And I'd tell them, kick them out and take the property back. We don't need the fuckers over here. That's right. Get me the Eagle today. Eagle One calling. And get me the fucking penile glands of every general and admiral.